O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at Caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The Crypto Bro Show is solely for entertainment purposes. Orlando Alzagari and his guests are not financial advisors or investments consultants. If you ever plan to invest, make sure you do your homework, talk to a professional, and understand investing is very risky and volatile. Good luck in any of your investments, and only invest what you're willing to lose.
Time to log into the blockchain and find out what's the latest in Bitcoin and crypto in our Crypto Bro Show.
Crypto Bros.
This segment brought to you by RM Contractors and Custom Drywall. Take your home or business to the next level with RM Contractors and Custom Drywall. Call Ray or Mike at 305-345-3649. You dream it, they'll build it. See their fantastic work on Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Crypto Bros.
Here's the Crypto Bro himself, Orlando Alzugari.
Yes. Welcome to another edition. It is episode 18. So we just try to continue to grow and develop the show. And you know how we can grow and develop the show? With your help, your views, your clicks. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button there, the notification bell. That way you know exactly when we go live with the Crypto Bro Show. And then you can follow us there. Of course, you can follow the daily show, which, you know, we do every day, which we just did today. Did a couple of hours there. And now we're going to do a little bit. And we got a lot of good stuff to talk about, man. I mean, it's one of those things where we're basking in our strength mentally. You know what I mean? Because it's not like a physically taxing thing. But it is mentally because of all the stuff that we've been through over the last 4 years. And then on top of all of that, we've got to deal with the naysayers. And we'll point some of them out on this show here today to have a little fun because, you know, we're not going to forget you. There's a long line and, you know, it's good. On my regular show, on the sports show, well, it's kind of a guy talk show. It's sports and then I weave in all kinds of other guy talk. But this is strictly crypto. We want to, you know, separate the two, but on that one, we usually talk about all kinds of things and talk about, you know, Bitcoin and investing and all that. So we kind of bring it over here, have a little fun with it, you know, but the naysayers, I've had them there on the show. You know, when Bitcoin was going down at 30 and 25 and 20 and 18 and 16, oh, it's going down to 8 or 10 and all those people disappeared. Now, notice that in your life, all those people that have been telling you that Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, they've disappeared pretty much. Your friends, your family members, they're not telling you too much anymore because they're hearing about it back at 70,000. They're hearing about pensions and cities and countries and corporations and financial institutions, and they're all buying. So it's getting there. You know, the thing is, it's nice, isn't it? Isn't it nice to be ahead of the curve? And most of you listening, most of you that follow the show, you've been ahead of the curve. And so you've been fighting it, and they've been making fun of you and fighting them, and now they're joining us. And so the Bitcoin army is only growing now is what's happening because now we're, you know, I've been doing a sports show for 34 years of my life. And we have a term that's called the bandwagon term, right? All right. In the financial world, we're going to call it FOMO, fear of missing out. So they're going to FOMO in. So that is the equivalent of the bandwagon fan that all of us say, oh, wait, that's the hot team. I'll become a Chiefs fan now. That kind of deal, right? So we got probably new Chiefs fans all over the world because the Chiefs are, on the brink of trying to win 3 Super Bowls. So, and this is what we have. So those people are gone in your life. You know what I mean? And I don't hear from them on my regular radio show anymore, on my regular YouTube show. It's a live YouTube show. I say radio because obviously I was in radio for 30 years. Last 4 has been just doing the platform stuff. So it's just, it's fun. It's fun because we're the right ones. We're on the right side of history. It's interesting. It's a term that's kind of been thrown around a lot lately. When it comes to Bitcoin and the blockchain and DeFi and altcoins and what's developing, we have been ahead of the curve because we understand, and it's one of those things. It's nice. It's nice you don't get to do that all the time. Most of the time you hear about stuff and then you get on board and you find out a tip here or there, but this is the kind of stuff that you're way ahead of the curve. For those of us that have been in it for 2 years or 5 years or 8 years or 10 years or 12 years, God bless you for those of you who've been there that long. But that's the beauty of the position that we're in. So here we are, October 30th, and this is episode 18, and we are having our green month. I was hoping that we'd break 73.7 today. We're at 72,000 exactly right now, which is kind of cool when you can pull up the screen and it's exactly, well, now it added 3, now it -8, so there you go. But it was 72,000 even. So there it is. And so it's been hovering right around there. It's gone down to like 71.5, I think. I think I saw 71.5, 71.3, something like that today. So it's done that. And then it's gone over 72 again, for 100 or 200 also at the same time. So let's see what happens. And let's see if somehow or another we can get a pump. Yesterday we got that one pump. Today we'll see if we get the other one. But again, just remember, look out the 7 days. Look out for look what happened in the last month. Actually, right here, baby. October 13th. From there, we started going green. That's where October. Remember how it started off slow, and people were saying, "Oh, well, it's not Pumptober." We call it here Rocktober. Okay, we like to be a little different here on the program. But I'm sorry, let me give you the whole thing there. And so you look at the graph there, you saw October 13th it started. And since then we've been in the green. And so you went green and then you went sideways a little bit. See, that's why you got to be patient with Bitcoin. And then from 66, you popped again up to the 72 range, and now you're going a little sideways. So you find the floor, and then you go to the next level. And so when is that next level? I was hoping it'd be today, but I think we pass all-time highs this week. I think by tomorrow, Friday, we're an all-time high. There's no doubt about it. There's just too much buzz going on around Bitcoin. And again, all you got to do is keep zooming out and you keep holding. I'll tell you a funny story. When I first got in it nearly 5 years ago, in December, it'll be 5 years. And I was in on the back end of the bull run because Bitcoin was in the 40s. And remember, it shot up to 63. Okay, the initial high. And I ended up buying in the 40s. I bought in the 40s and up to 51. I remember this specifically. I didn't buy a lot. I bought very little, but I bought some. I was actually buying Ethereum more at that time because it was at a more affordable price, way under what it is now, actually. It was in the 1600s, 1500s, I want to say somewhere in that area. And so I was buying more Ethereum and I bought some Bitcoin. And then I stopped at 51 and it shot to 63. So I felt pretty good. I said, hey, man, all right, cool. And then we had our crash. And then this is where you learn your lesson, right? And for me, I stayed strong. But a lot of people would see it coming down and they panic and they drop it. I didn't. If it was an altcoin, I would have done it. But in Bitcoin, I said, this is going to come back. I'm just going to keep my slice. I'll be fine. It'll come back. What I'm going to do is buy it down. So that's what I did. I bought after it crossed 40. I started buying a little bit and I started buying more as it kept going down lower and lower and lower and lower, all the way to 16.5. That when it was there, I made the biggest buys I've ever made. And luckily in the teens, all those teens is where I made the biggest buys that I made. And that's kind of was the plan. And then I hold. You know how they says hodl? Damn right, you hodl. And if you hodl for this cycle, because I knew I was a newbie at that point. And I said, okay, well, this is a long-term asset. So let me hold it and I'm going to wait. And so I lost money. The 40 to 51, when it went all the way down to 16 and 20 and all that, I was losing my ass on that, right? But I said, I'll be back. I'm the Terminator. I'll be back. And we came back. So now the 40 and 51 that I bought, what do I worry about that now? No, it's all profit now. Because I hodled, I stayed strong in the process. So that's why. It did it again, didn't it? Give me a couple seconds here.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with the camera lately, but something's going on there. I gotta do something about that. But anyway, so I held and it paid off. And that's that's the idea. And now I don't worry about what I bought at 41 and what I bought at 50 5 years ago. And that's kind of the trick of all of this. You've got to hold it and hold it for the cycle. And then you're going to make a lot of money. And then if you choose to take profits, you take profits. Or you wait and you do what the smart people do. On all the dips, you buy the dips. And then it goes back. You buy the dip, it goes back. You buy the dip, it goes back. And it's going to keep going higher and higher and higher. Every single time. You will never see the 50s and the 60s again. When this starts going to the 80s and the 90s, you'll never see 50s and 60s. And then when it gets to the 90s and the 100s, you'll never see the 70s. You'll get maybe an 18, 20, 25% dip, but you're not going to go all the way back down where you were. And why? Because the institutional money is all coming in now. Countries are buying it in cities and so forth and all that kind of stuff. So you got to really hang in there. And if you do, Bitcoin will pay off and pay off big. When it comes to altcoins, well, altcoins, that's something that you have to manage. You know, some of it might be long-term. Some of it, you're going to have to find its peak or somewhere near the peak and get off the gravy train whenever that happens in this cycle. But when it comes to Bitcoin, I don't blame anyone who does not sell Bitcoin and just buys dips. To me, that's the smartest thing you do, is just buy dips. That just makes sense to me, because eventually it all bounces back. And it happens too in the stock market too. If Apple dips, you buy it. If Tesla dips, you buy it. If Amazon dips, you buy it. If Microsoft dips, you buy it. That's been the world that we live in, you know? So it's just one of those deals. By the way, another thing that I'm heavily invested in and I absolutely love is Chainlink. And Chainlink is pumping a little bit today. And I talked about it a little bit back. It was right around here. If you look at the chart, and let me give you the monthly chart here. No, weekly. Here we go. Weekly chart right here. And so last week I was talking about it when it was down here under $11, and I kept saying this is a gift. What did I just say about Bitcoin? Chainlink to me, okay, is going to be, it's the oracle of the damn blockchain, pretty much. Everyone's going to use this. And I thought for sure under $11. I said, this is a gift right now. This is a time to buy and take advantage of. Even told a couple of friends of mine the same thing. And look at it now. It's already at $12.24. A week later, you're over $1 over where you were. So you're already making a little money. It's up what? 10.5% in the last week. Today, it is up 5.69 right now. For the month, only 3% because it's been hot lately. See the month, look where it's at, going sideways. Crypto will kick your ass going sideways, and then look at the little boost right here at the end. So you've got to be able to sustain it, deal with the sideways, and then take advantage of those dips. And if you do, and for those of you that got into Chainlink, you are definitely loving life at this point in time. That's for damn sure. So good stuff with Chainlink. By the way, R&M Contractors, a proud sponsor of our program, and we love talking about Ray and Mike. They make this show happen, and you can make it happen in your home. Complete remodel, kitchen upgrade. By the way, waterproofing. Waterproofing is one hell of a job. They flood your floors. They make sure that no water is going down to the next floor. Everything is sealed, and they make sure everything drains properly, because that's another mess that people don't realize. So waterproofing for folks that own condos, very, very important. So if you want a flood test, call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649, R&M Contractors and Custom Drywall. They will definitely help you out. All right. What else do we have going on to talk about? Caspa. It came up a little bit on our show, and I want to bring it up because Caspa is one of those right now that if you look at what's going on with Caspa, dips, baby. Look, I am not a Caspa guy, but Caspa has been, look at this month. Look at this month. And so what you do now, if you believe in Caspa, okay, a lot of their devs, a lot of their creators, in other words, live in Israel. And this is why this dip has been going on, because of the war. And so a lot of people were concerned that because of a lot of their creators live in Israel, that this would be an issue. Okay? You look at the year, obviously Caspa has had a beautiful year, 114% in the last year. In the last month, it's down 30%. Dips. Do you believe in Caspa? I don't happen to own Caspa. It's one that I've kept thinking about getting in. This might be my opportunity. I'm not sure. I gotta study it a little bit more, but this could be my opportunity here. It's been dipping for a while now. And so this is what you want to do as an investor. You want to study. This is one of the hottest coins. This is a proof of work coin, just like it goes by the same Bitcoin The same way Bitcoin is created is the same way Caspa is created. So the security and everything else is there. A lot of people think that Bitcoin is the gold and Caspa will be the silver. I don't know. We'll see. The total supply is already in circulation pretty much, okay, which is very important. You've got very little that's left to be released. So that's also really, really important overall. It's got a nice market cap already, but and it has all kinds of things that it's being built on. But here's the thing. Is Caspa the next Cardano? That you hear about it and they build it all out and all that, but we just don't see enough business being produced by Cardano. And so people are getting nervous about Cardano. And a lot of people, I like Charles personally. I'm invested in Cardano, but I'll be honest. I'm not as convinced about Cardano's success moving forward. While the community is super strong, I just don't see the marketing. I just don't see the total value locked. I don't see the gaming. I don't see enough of the business moving forward with Cardano. And I know the Bitcoin, thing, which is funny because Charles, all he did was kept taking shots at Bitcoin and Ethereum, and now he's teaming up with Bitcoin. So, whatever. But with Caspa, one of the theories, my suggestion is for Caspa, move your developers. Move the devs, man. If the developers live in a country that's got issues, dude, put them somewhere else. Okay? Put them in El Salvador, put them in Sweden, put them in Panama, put them, I don't know, dude. Put them somewhere neutral. Okay? Uruguay, I don't know. I don't know how strong Uruguay is with crypto or whatever. I know they're kind of loose with their laws and they're a neutral country. That's what I would do. Move your developers the hell out of there, dude. VeChain did that for PR purposes because they're a Chinese company. You know how everybody, it's funny because if you follow crypto enough, China is against Bitcoin. All I remember, because they pushed out the miners. Dude, VeChain's Chinese. What the hell are you talking about? They're in it. It's just they're doing it secretly. It's just they don't care about their citizens. But the powerful people are all in it. Come on, man. Let's follow this shit. You know what I'm saying? And VeChain did it for PR purposes. Caspa maybe should do it for financial and common sense. Common sense. Hey, why don't we put our developers in a country that's neutral and not involved in any kind of problems, and they can work freely and we can all make money and we won't have to face these kind of uncertainties. I don't know, just an idea, Caspa. And for those of you that love Caspa and believe in Caspa, and if you want to get into Caspa, well, look at it, dude. It's in a 30% dip. I just told you that, right? It says it there, 30.64 right now in the last month. If you believe in Caspa, then that means you're not me. They're gifting you 30%. That's when Bitcoin drops 10% or 5%. And I laugh at people. Oh, really? Let me have some. Why? I'm going to get that 10% back, dude. Bitcoin dropped 30. No problem. I'm buying. It's going to come back to 30 and more. So you gave me 30%. If you believe in Caspa, they're giving you 30%. If you believe in Caspa. If you did your homework and you think this is the real deal, they're giving you 30%. That's how you got to treat anything. Chainlink, the aforementioned Chainlink, same thing. If there's a dip, I'm buying more Chainlink. I have it even lower than that, but I saw it fiddling around there and it's like a floor. And I said, this thing's going to be over $100. That's me. I'm not a financial advisor. It says it at the beginning of that. So, you do what you want. You do your homework. But I'm just telling you, it's That's the theme. If there's a dip, it's not a matter of panic. It's a matter of opportunity. That's if you did your homework, then it's an opportunity. If Avalanche dips badly, then I'm buying more Avalanche. That's just the way it is. Immutable X. Remember, I told you there's going to be a little bit of a release here now. And so it's not a big one, but it could have a little shock on the price. If it dips enough, I'll buy more Immutable X. I love IMX. I'm not a Caspa guy, but I'm just using it as an example because it's in the news. It's a super hot coin. Everything's running. Caspa isn't. And, people are panicking. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. The fundamentals are there still. They're still, their roadmap is there. They're still building everything. There's still a $2.7 billion market cap. What are we talking about here? This is a strong coin. So it's having some issues, but is it because it's down? No. Is it because it got hacked? No. Is it because we got like the Gala Games owners, that we got two owners that are fighting against each other? No. That's not what's going on here. So then what are we're creating FUD for nothing? Opportunity. That's what I tell you. Opportunity. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Okay. I wish you could make a Caspa donation. That'd be the first time I've ever held Caspa, but that's not the way it goes. But you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation there on Cash App or Venmo. We appreciate it at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. As always, remember I told you about the haters? We've all dealt with them and things like that. And I remember I got into a discussion with Darren Rovell on the sports side. And a couple of years back, because, he wanted to challenge me about Bitcoin. And so he started telling me, oh, it's not real money and it's a balloon and this, that. So I tried to explain to him about decentralized, how limited it is, and that the U.S. money is nothing but a money printer. There's nothing behind that. And they just devalue that, whereas this is finite. And it's a lot different. And computing power is money. Well, I went through the whole thing, but whatever. And he goes, oh, I took a class. And I told him, well, you didn't learn jack shit from that class. Because I know he's full of shit. He didn't take no class. He didn't learn anything about Bitcoin. Because once you really read the white paper, you learn about Bitcoin, and then you learn about what's going on with our economy and our money and the money printer and everything else. You get orange pilled right away. You know that. I know that. A lot of the other people like him don't know it. Or you could have some people who are hanging out in the OC, and then all of a sudden, they think they're all of a sudden financial experts. And Ben McKenzie from the OC, love the show, by the way. Enjoyed his work on the OC too. Cryptocurrency. This was him a couple of years back. He doesn't post much anymore. Cryptocurrencies are not in fact currencies at all, as they fail to adequately perform any of the three functions of money. They are a poor medium of exchange, store, and value, and unit of account. They are rather unregistered and unlicensed securities. Thank you for your time. And, he's looked like quite a jackass, overall. Oh, sorry. He's looked like quite a jackass overall since this post and other things. He's gone on television dissing Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff. And he wrote a book like he's some smart financial guy and all of that. He's as smart as Elizabeth Warren. Okay. And those two combined have less of an IQ than my dog. Actually, that's an insult to my dog. But either way, it's funny. And in this world, we don't have enough people that actually come out and say, you know, I screwed up. I was wrong about that. I was wrong about Bitcoin. Michael Saylor's so wrong, he's now the biggest cheerleader of it. Larry Fink was so wrong, he's the biggest buyer of it right now. Mark Cuban was completely off of it. At least he admit that he was wrong, and now he's buying. And he buys other cryptocurrencies too. But again, it's like everything has a use case. Bitcoin is different than Ethereum, and it's different than XRP and Aave. There are different use cases, and Uniswap. You know, there's a rhyme and a reason for a lot of the things that are there. Even Monero, which I know the governments are terrified of Monero, but you're going to need to use things like secret payments like that, because celebrities and things like legal things that you want to hide what someone got paid for an appearance or whatever. They want to have their privacy. They deserve that. There's something for everything, and it's being created. It's the problem is that most people don't take the time to actually understand, well, what is VeChain? Well, VeChain has the best program to track all of your inventory in your warehouse and traveling. So you know exactly where everything goes. You know, it's amazing. So when you buy your Louis Vuitton bag, it has a tag that's with it, and that tag's been followed since it was made to where it was wrapped, to where it was shipped, to where it was held for storage, and then it was moved to a store. And they have the tracking device on it the entire time. Those are things that VeChain does that people don't know about. But again, nobody really takes the time to learn about that. Ben McKenzie included. They just run their mouths, and they don't really understand what's going on, the rhyme and reason to everything, and how the entire financial institution and businesses are all being built right under your nose on the blockchain. But if you want to be ignorant and not take the time to learn and to understand and just ridicule without information, without knowledge, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Ben McKenzie. Anyway, as again, we don't play politics here. We talk about either side if they're talking crypto, okay? Because it's about you and me, and it's all about us getting and moving forward, okay? So Jimmy Patronis, who is the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer of the state of Florida. Ben McKenzie may want to be paying attention here. But anyway, the CFO, he wants something called a Bitcoin reserve for the state of Florida. That's what he's calling for. He's calling for a Bitcoin reserve for the state of Florida. Is that a beautiful thing or what? He endorses a strategic Bitcoin reserve and pushes pension funds for firefighters, teachers, and police officers to buy Bitcoin. They're already doing it. Some firefighters are already doing it. I've already seen it. Bitcoin is often called digital gold, and it could help diversify the state's portfolio and provide a secure hedge against the volatility of other major asset classes. And again, and he put out a letter putting everything. I'm not going to put the letter up there, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm just going to tell you and Ben McKenzie and any other idiot that wants to, you know, kind of downplay this whole thing, that it's here. It's here. It's here. Everybody's buying it. I don't know if you're not on board yet. I'm not exactly sure what you need to see to get on board. But, and this is going to be every state. Now, Republican states, I'm not playing politics. I'm just calling things like how it happens. Except for Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania, who's a Democrat. But most of the Republican states are going to be ahead of this because they're mostly Bitcoin friendly. Sadly, the Democrats, again, I don't play either side. I don't care. I care about us. The Democrats, sadly, a lot of them are tied to the banks. Warren and Yellen and Harris and Biden, all that. So they protect the banks. So that's why they haven't been pro-Bitcoin, because they know that the blockchain and Bitcoin and DeFi is going to take out the middleman. Who's the middleman? Oh, they're banks. Oh, you have your custodial wallet, so you don't need our vault? You see what I'm saying? Oh, wait a minute. You can send $5 or $5 billion with the press of one button, and you don't need to send through intermediaries from one bank to an international bank to the other bank, and it takes several days, and everybody gets a fee out of it. And all those things are eliminated. You see what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You mean you've collected enough Bitcoin or Solana or Ethereum that you have so much that you can now be your own bank and loan out money? You mean there's smart contracts on DeFi where two people can agree? Boom, you don't need an intermediary to complete any kind of a deal? Poor banks. You see what I'm saying? So you got one side, and that side is going to, if they lead certain states, they're going to drag on that. You're already seeing that the states that get it are already either mining part of it, and they're usually Republican. I'm sorry. I just got to call it like I see it. So this is why there you see that coming from the CFO of a Republican state. Only Josh Shapiro on the Democratic side is the only real. Ro Khanna, the senator, is the other one that I give him a lot of credit. I'm big fans of those guys. Any politician that gets this, I'm a big politician of. I'm a big fan of, okay? I don't care either side, because they get this, then that's for the people. So I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And he's into mining and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about Shapiro in Philadelphia and in Pennsylvania. So you look at the Florida CFO. So if this state starts doing that for their reserves, and the next state, and the next state, have you gotten your Bitcoin? Got milk? Got Bitcoin? Now this one, give me 3 minutes of your time. I'm going to play a little video for you. Okay. And this video is Bitwise CIO. Okay. And I want you to see this because it's cool to see something like this because of, let me take some of this stuff off here. Here we go. So it's 3 minutes. Okay. It's longer, but we only need to listen to 3 minutes. But I want you to listen to a guy that is managing billions of dollars and explain to Yahoo Finance what's going on with Bitcoin and where it's going and why it's going to become an absolute monster.
I think the most important thing for Bitcoin is that the election happens. Regardless of a Trump win or a Harris win, the regulatory setting for Bitcoin is improving. And I think that's what you're seeing reflected in the price. Of course, in the short term, crypto favors a Trump victory over a Harris victory. But really, Bitcoin doesn't need Washington to succeed. Regardless of what happens, institutions are moving into the space, adoption is rising, ETF flows are happening. I think we go higher either way. It just might be a little bit faster under Trump.
Yeah, and when we talk about that, maybe a clarity from a regulation perspective, right? How much of that is necessary in order to continue that momentum, even potentially past 100,000?
Yeah, it's a great question. Look, I think we're going above 100,000 on Bitcoin. I think the regulatory clarity you're talking about actually matters more for the so-called altcoins, for Ethereum on down. Those are more exposed to regulatory risks. So I would expect an altcoin rally, even more so than a Bitcoin rally in the event of a Trump win. But regardless, I think both are moving higher.
Why does it matter as much for Bitcoin?
Yeah, so Bitcoin has more regulatory clarity than Ethereum and other assets. The SEC, the CFTC have already declared it a commodity. It's in the clear. There's already an ETF. BlackRock already has a huge business in that. That's not as true for Solana and Aptos and other altcoins. But I suspect if we get a new SEC, that will become clear, that will drive institutional adoption, and we'll see that rising tide lift all of those boats.
What then do you think is the number one catalyst for Bitcoin as you look ahead to some of your 2025 projections?
Look, I think this is the best single time to invest in Bitcoin from a risk-adjusted perspective. All of the major existential risks of Bitcoin have been washed away. We have an ETF, we have institutions, they are coming into the space. The biggest catalyst is that move of institutional adoption. We're seeing that accelerate. We saw $800 million in ETF flows yesterday alone. This is a tidal wave of institutional assets moving into the space. There's a fixed supply, and from my perspective, that means higher prices.
You were saying it doesn't matter ultimately in the long run who is elected come next week. I'm curious, because there's been so much talk about why Trump is better for Bitcoin or for the crypto community than Harris. It seems like, at least in the short term, maybe that is the case. But why are you confident, or I guess, why aren't you as concerned about the pullback that we could see if Harris is elected?
Look, I think we could see a short-term pullback, but in that case, I think it would be a major buying opportunity. That's right, specifically for Bitcoin. For those altcoins, I think there's more regulatory uncertainty. But Harris has already indicated that we're likely to turn the page, and I think Washington is ready to turn the page on crypto. You see bipartisan support for crypto bills. You see talk about moving on from the SEC. Make no mistake, short term, the rally is higher on crypto if Trump wins. And I think it's more certain we'll get that regulatory clarity for the altcoins. But in either case, I think the direction of travel is upwards. I think we'll be at new all-time highs this year on Bitcoin. And I think 2025 will look even better than 2024.
What more specifically does that look like?
Look, we're going to six-figure Bitcoin. We're going to $100,000 plus next year. We're working on our price target for what we expect in 2025. We may release that next week. But if you step back and look at it, crypto has moved from the niche to the mainstream. You have Emory University allocating. You have 60% of the largest hedge funds allocating. We've jumped the chasm. We're going mainstream, and that means higher prices.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Damn. Anyway, so what I was saying is, as he says there, that, the Emory University thing was amazing, that Emory University is now, collecting Bitcoin. And you're seeing this grow everywhere now. And so you look at the whole presidency thing. And again, I don't really care about either side. Okay. But I told you this a couple of episodes back. I told you that at the beginning, if Trump wins, it'll be stronger for crypto. Okay. But both of them will be the same long term when it's all said and done, because it's gonna take its place. Not find, no, it's taking its place. Okay. And the world is on board. So either we get on board or we fall behind. And those of us that already have been ahead, well, we're not, we're surfing right now. You know what I mean? The other people, they got to figure it out now, whether to get on board or not. But you heard him there. He gave you everything you needed. Okay. He gave you everything you needed there to find out all about what direction we're going in. And I agree with him. Short term, if Trump wins, again, I don't care which one wins, but if Trump wins, it'll be better for crypto early. In the long run, it won't matter either way. Okay? Either way, Bitcoin's going to dominate, and then all the other cryptos are going to find their home, and they're going to find their niche. By the way, the other thing, when he said, Bitcoin's in a place where, Solana isn't, he also threw Aptos in there. Interesting. He threw Aptos in there. I found that to be intriguing that he would put Aptos in that conversation. I thought that was kind of cool. Where are we at with Bitcoin right now? 923. So we're hanging in there right now in the 72 area, which is good, which is what you want. What you don't want is a pump and then a complete dump. That's what you don't want. How about this? This is some pretty cool news now. Visa and Coinbase. Not that I am the guy that necessarily trusts Coinbase anymore, but Visa and Coinbase have launched a real-time Bitcoin and crypto purchases with debit cards. Now, remember, this is a debit card. So what they do with all of this is one where you have to have the money in it. I would imagine it's not bought on pure credit. We're not there. I don't think we're ever going to get there. At least not for a while. I don't think with all the credit issues we have going on right now in this country, I don't think that credit card companies are going to take on, that much more debt, especially when people figure out crypto and they say, oh man, we can use this to better our lives, that kind of stuff. Let me charge it. So I think it's more about, cash cards, ATM, have it in your bank and all that kind of stuff. But again, mainstream. That's what the Bitwise CIO was talking about, that Bitcoin is not a niche anymore. Crypto is not a niche. It's now mainstream now. Things are changing. The other thing that's exciting for those of us that have been in it for a while, or if you just got in it, okay, is Microsoft. And Microsoft now is voting. Okay. This is a company that has billions of dollars in their reserves. And a smart person tells you, look, I always say it on my show, you cannot have a savings account anymore. That's ridiculous. If you're saving money, you put it in a Bitcoin, because your money just dies every day. You buy less and less every single day because they raise the prices every day. So if you leave it there, it's not growing. But if you leave it in Bitcoin, it's growing. It's different. You're actually really saving and it's working for you. So Microsoft has billions in the bank just sitting there, and it's losing value. I would imagine these are smart people. There's no way in the world I can imagine them not saying yes to this. I don't know how you cannot say yes to this. Well, And if you want a reason to say yes, all you got to do is look at MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor. And just look at what's going on with their graph right there. They've got $4.8 billion of unrealized profits. Remember, you haven't made anything until you sell. You haven't lost anything till you sell. Going back to our conversation at the beginning of the show, when I told you I first bought Bitcoin, I bought it between the 40 and 51 range on its way to 63. And then it crashed all the way down to 16. So at that moment, you see, I bought it and wasn't looking too good. And then there was a crash. And then now it looks pretty good now. That 40 to 51 that I bought, it's all in profit because you got to hold it. This guy has been laughed at over and over and over again. And all he's doing is laughing all the way to his cold storage wallet. And he's making money for a lot of people. And he has found a way. Look at MetaPlanet. They are copying him. Others are starting to do exactly. In fact, I think that's what Tesla's going to do with their Bitcoin and their reserves and stuff like that, that they're going to start doing that. It only makes sense, man. It only makes sense. If you've got the power to do it, then do it. I don't understand. It's proven that it's working. Weird how I could get like these weird colors sometimes. All right. What else do we have going on? Oh, again, I am not here to play the politics game. I'm here to play the Bitcoin game. And that's all I care about right now. And I'm just telling you the news and what people are saying. And specifically, one of the two people that continues to talk about Bitcoin and crypto, the other one does not. Okay. So Trump was quoted as saying he calls for no tax on Bitcoin purchases. Bitcoin is money. Why pay capital gains taxes just to buy a coffee? So, again, I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not telling you what's the better choice. Neither. They're all going to print. Both of them are going to print $10+ trillion. So, both of them they're gonna print a lot more cash, and they're gonna devalue the money. And you and I that bought Bitcoin and Ethereum and others and Solana and others, we're probably going to benefit, because if you put your money in assets, into commodities, into gold, into silver, you're probably going to do a lot better than hanging on to your money. You know what I'm saying? So, just throwing it out there. It's what he said. You vote for whoever you want. I don't really care. But I'm just here to talk about what is in the news and what they're saying. If Kamala wants to start telling me some positive shit about Bitcoin, bro, please. I'll start. I'll tell you. I could talk about Josh Shapiro on that side because he's doing it. But, he's not running for president. So I can't help you there. Let me see what we got here on the chat board. Remember, donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we always appreciate that. Thank you all out there. Let's see what we have here. Let's see. Green Lion. Thank you, sir. He says, I'm going to buy a couple of homes when Bitcoin hits 1 million. There you go. Green Lion, if you're a young couple, right, and you're getting married, why would you buy a house? Buy a Bitcoin instead. You're a young couple, you get together, you put your money together, you work as hard as you can, try to gain that Bitcoin, and then you sit and you wait till 2030. And when it turns to $1 million or $2 or $3 million, you go and buy your home cash. And you have money left over. And you don't even own anything. You could buy it cash and it's over. Buy your nice condo, buy a nice townhouse, buy a house somewhere, whatever. 4, 5, 6, 700,000. If that thing's over $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, that's it. And you paid for it. I mean, that's what you do. You've got 3 kids, 2, 4, and 6, right? Oh shit! How am I going to pay for college? One is a girl, a wedding. Buy a Bitcoin. By the time they're big, that Bitcoin is worth well over what they need for college and the wedding. There are things that you can strategically do right now with Bitcoin that can set your family up down the line, dude. Another example, you live in Florida, okay? Man, insurance is expensive, isn't it? If you happen to be one of those, I'm not one of those, but if I wish, but if you own your home or your condo, right? But you're paying $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9,000 for home insurance, buy a Bitcoin. That's it. Don't pay for insurance anymore. Something happens to your home, there's your reserve. So many ways, so many things you can do right now. And think about it, even at 70,000, it's a lot cheaper than all those options. It's a lot cheaper than all. You got 70,000 now. How's that going to grow to? How's that going to grow to several $100,000 or $1 million? It's not. I'm just saying. I have a lot of friends who are becoming interested in crypto. Please do a video explaining the blockchain and decentralization for dummies. Okay. I love Shrapnel, Brian. Love Shrapnel. I think it's going to be a game that's going to blow up. I've got a little Shrapnel myself. Mike No-Go Zones checking in. One-Eyed Jack. He says 95K is right around the corner. I like it. I like it. Jimmy is a friend of mine. He's huge on crypto and knows it can set these first responders up for life and their families. There you go. Vishal wants Harris. Jay says, been on Bitcoin for the past 4.5 years. The difference is wealthy humans and poor humans is fear false evidence appearing real. Cowards have run from crypto and others have made millions. Very, very good. Because they have lied. They have lied to us about it. You know, but those of us that do the homework, we know they're full of shit. Ben McKenzie, or I knew Mark Cuban was full of shit a couple of years ago. Okay. So, and by the way, he's so on board now that he's part of Injective Protocol. He's on the board. He's one of the owners. And when I knew he was one of the owners, I got in it when it was like $1.34. It got to like $40. It's like at 20 now. It'll go well over 40 again. I'm holding on. It'll go over 40. I'm going to wait till it tops out and then I'll get off. But I got on at 134. And I didn't sell at 40 because I said, nah, this is a fake pump. We'll dip here and we'll come back. And I'm waiting for the comeback. And so it'll come back. And Mark Cuban's part of that company. So he went from not believing in Bitcoin and calling it a pet rock or whatever the hell he called it or something like that. Jamie Dimon, another guy that lied to Americans. Meanwhile, his European arm was gobbling up Bitcoin. Meanwhile, he's one of the biggest investors in MicroStrategy and in BlackRock's ETF. Come on, man. Give me a break. They lie to you, and then they're doing something else. That's why I tell you, don't listen to them. Do exactly what they're doing. That's all. Let's see. Was happy when Big O jumped on board with Bitcoin and other cryptos after listening to him over 24 years. He deserves it, and he really learned his shit and quick too. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you. I'm no financial advisor. I'm just strong at tracking analytics. There we go. Thank you for reminding me about no audio. Appreciate you all. Green Line says, I vote Trump in and Liz Warren. Oh, God. What's the guy? I'm rooting for Deaton, I believe is the guy's name. Deaton for against Warren. Yeah. Well, I'm rooting for all red against Cruz, so because I don't really care about either side. You know what I mean? I just care about what's right is right or who's a bad person. And yeah, Cancun Cruz is not necessarily a good person when he's leaving Texans and going to warmer spots. Captain Saki, thank you, sir. Appreciate you out there as always. Appreciate all of you out there. And by the way, Bitcoin hit all-time highs in 13 countries. So what do you think is right around the corner? Right here, baby. Right here is right around the corner. Cassandra, thank you for tuning in. She says, thank you for all the information. Is this the Crypto Bro Show? Yeah, it is. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Yaminsky, Johnny, Eric, Sofla Don, all you there on Instagram. I'm checking you guys out. Nick, Andres, Giovanni. It's me, Danny P. Margot, or no, is it no, Mr. Got? No, Mr. Got to Have. Kyle, the party's rod guy. Johnny Slim, Hustler Kid. Thank you all out there for tuning in, man. Very kind. Appreciate you all. Green Lion, thank you for the super chat. Should I invest in Bitcoin mining? I would. Hell yeah. Yes, I would. There's a couple of stocks that are that for sure, dude. Anything MicroStrategy, anything that has to do with mining, anything that has to do with Bitcoin right now, you got to get involved, dude. You got to get involved. Like I told you guys, I'm already to the extreme. Okay. Cash App has a credit card, right? And so I drive around and I got to buy some stupid little thing at the gas station or at the store or something. I'm going to spend a couple dollars here, there, whatever. I'm using that Cash App card now, and I have Bitcoin roundups tied to it. So if I buy something for $9.30, it rounds it out to $10 and 70 cents goes to Bitcoin. So besides whatever dips I buy or whatever, I even have that, just throw every little piece in there. Boom, 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 boom. By the end of the month, you don't even realize it. You put 30, 40, 50, $60 in there. And all that extra change is going to grow because Bitcoin's going to grow. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. So if you can invest in a stock that has to do with Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining, you do it. If you can buy Bitcoin, you do it. If you're not comfortable with a cold storage wallet or whatever, and you want to invest in an ETF, you do it. Not a financial advisor, but this is an opportunity of a lifetime to take advantage of something like this. And whether you missed out on the .com bubble to make some money, or a real estate year or anything like that back in 2008 when there was a crash, and then you get an opportunity, and there's an opportunity coming up now on the commercial side too. But all kinds of opportunities throughout life happen to all of us at one point or another, and you wonder, man, if I had an opportunity to get in on it. And like I've said before, the people that think you're too late right now, you're wrong, dude. Because when it's $1 million and you could have bought it at 70, you're going to go, well, wait a minute. That's like 12x. 13x. I should have bought it. Too late. Why? Because I thought I was too late at 70. So when are you gonna say you're too late? You got to get off. You got to make the move. Do you know about UTOX? I know, Yaminsky. I do not know about UTOX. UTXOS. Is that the acronym? UTXOS? I don't know anything about that. I don't even see it come up here. So I don't know anything about that. Sorry, brother. I'm only going to tell you about a company that I may know about. If I don't know about the company, I can't tell you. And those of you there on Instagram, also thank you for reminding me that I was screwing it up there without any sound. I appreciate it. The pet rock. I remember when Cuban said that. Yeah, exactly. He also said that a bundle of bananas was more useful than Bitcoin. That's what he also said. At least I can eat the bundle of bananas. I can't do anything with the Bitcoin or whatever. And then he got smart. Cuban just wanted to keep the regular guy out of crypto. He's not a stupid guy. No, dude. You know, Green Lion, I believe that with Elizabeth Warren. I believe that, yes. I believe that Elizabeth Warren, deep down inside, knows that Bitcoin is right, but she's done everything to mislead the country. You know what I mean? And some of the other senators, most of them are all Democrats, unfortunately, but that's what it is. I hate to pick on the party, but again, I don't care about either one. I'll pick on the Republicans happily. I'll pick on any of them. I don't care, but you know, this has been their MO. Misleading people, all this. But I don't think Cuban's that guy. I don't, man. I don't. I think Larry Fink is not. Larry Fink didn't believe in it. A lot of people didn't really believe in it until you study it, until you really take the time to understand it, you won't fall in love with it. You won't understand it. You're going to go, wow, this is amazing. We don't have anything like this. But you have to take the time to understand it because it's just perfect. You know, and it's immutable. You can't hack it, and none of these supercomputers coming up will be able to hack it either because the equation is completely different than a math equation. So there are letters that you have to guess. You can't guess those letters in order to complete the equations. So it's just things that people don't understand, and then they'll tell you, oh, they'll fork it out. No, you can't. If you fork, you go into a completely different coin, and it will not be Bitcoin. So you can't do that either. But it's just a lot of stuff that people talk about that they don't understand, and then they hear somebody else that doesn't understand it, and then they repeat it. That's what happens. We talk about it in sports all the time. Same thing here. Anyway, we appreciate the hell out of the support. Thank you. Please smash the hell out of the like button. It's very important. Please share it with your crypto friends. Also very important. We want this thing to grow. We need this thing to grow. All right. So appreciate all of you out there. We will see you tomorrow right here on the Crypto Bro Show.